Hello, a very good morning to you. It's Thursday, the 28th of February, 2019. Welcome along to this morning's United Kingdom talk, coming to you from Bracknell in Berkshire. A rather grey day today. It's grey today. The sun's gone. That's it. A little bit of our attempt, a little minuscule part of summer is over for the moment. But do not worry. I'm sure it will return. I do hope we have another lovely summer like we did last year. Oh, it was wonderful, wasn't it? Oh, it's too hot. Oh, I can't cope in this heat. Well, go and buy some air conditioning, you tight gits. They got it all in America and Australia. You go to these places, they've all got air conditioning. I've got it here. Wonderful air conditioning. Oh, yes. Don't worry. A little bit of hot weather is not going to stop my mouth coming open and closed and with rubbish coming out of it all the time. Good morning, chat. Welcome along to the show. My mate's back home. Ronnie's back home. He came back from hospital yesterday after having his terrible lung problem there. And he is back home, and I spoke to him last night on the phone. He said, will you come and do me lunch? And I said, yeah, that should be all right. He said, oh, and by the way, the nurses usually bring my breakfast round about 6:30, 7 in the morning. I don't think so, mate. You do your own bloody breakfast. He's got another half. He's got another half. Don't need to call on me. I keep telling him that. He's got another half. Now, 27 years ago, he was my other half, and I was his other half. But he decided that he didn't want me. 25 years later, he's ringing me up, telling me to go. I don't think so. You had your opportunity, mate. Door closed. Window shut. The automatic doors on the Star Trek door have shut. There will not be another opportunity. I'm sorry. That's how it is, dear. No. No. Go and do your own bloody breakfast. I actually can't go there early this afternoon because someone needs a bit of help later on this morning, so I've got to go and do that first. So I need to ring him. Good. Listen, you know about all these people having their faces done, especially like the American news people. I mentioned this before. You cannot turn on an American news channel without realising that they've had something done to their face, whether it's the lips, or the face pulled, but the lads, the gentlemen, usually have their faces put, and it's so obvious, you know. Oh, hello. Oh, welcome to CBS News. My name's Pedro. Here is the news. Donald Trump has thrown his toys out of the pram again. He's upset King Ching Chong Bing Bong from North Korea, and he's walked out of the meeting. What do they look like? I don't know. I know some of you watch the BBC Business News in the morning, and there's a woman on there from America. She is so wooden. She never, ever smiles. What a miserable old cow that is. Just imagine being married to that, lads. Waking up to that miserable face every morning. She's not black, slightly darker, kind of Asian-y, Mexico-y coloured skin. That's the one I mean, with the black hair. Do you know who I mean? She's made up perfectly, but she's like an android. No personality there whatsoever. She just gives you the information. Awful. Now, who's with us this morning? Oh, yes, I'm sorry, I haven't got to the story yet. So, you know, a lot of people have their faces done. Well, this woman in China, this woman in China has had her cat's face done. I kid you not, she has had her cat's face done. In the Daily Mirror this morning, a pet owner has been accused of animal abuse for taking her cat to get plastic surgery on its face. The unnamed woman, come on, why don't they name them? The unnamed, I would want to be named. I'd want to be named. The unnamed woman from China took her cat to have an operation on its eyes after claiming she didn't like the shape of them and thought they were ugly. The grey cat is said to... Well, who did the operation? They're just as bad to blame, aren't they? The grey cat is said to have undergone a double eyelid operation, or Asian bleparoplasty. I don't know what that says. Where couldn't do the news, could I? I can't get my tongue around the foreign names. Why does everyone have to have a foreign name? Why can't they just be called like Jack or Mark or John or Mary or Sharon or Tracy. No, they have to have foreign names. I think foreign names make their names like that for the British newsreaders to trip over on their names. I think it's rude. They should have English names. Everyone should have English names. It's outrageous. Anyway, she didn't like the shape of his eyes. She thought the cat's eyes were ugly. What a strange woman. The grey cat has said to have undergone this thing where a crease is added to the animal eyelids to create the look of a monoloid. What's a monoloid? Is that like someone with just one eyelash? That is bloody cruel, isn't it? What a horrible woman. In order to do this, vets made a cut on each of the cat's eyelids with a scalpel. Oh, my lord. The television station who reported this revealed shocking photos of the cat following the procedure, which is believed to have cost the woman around £1,100. Terrible. Didn't I say £10,000 earlier? Oh, maybe not. 1,100. That must be another story I've got ready for later on. I'm getting very confused here this morning. In the pictures, part of the cat's fur has been shaved off its face, revealing the poor animal's eyes are very red and swollen. A line of stitches can also be seen on each eye. According to staff at the Rupeng Pet Hospital in Nanjing, where the op was performed, the double eyelid surgery is common, with many dog owners opting to have it done so their pets can participate in shows. How can you treat a little animal like that for your own? I mean, if you don't want the ugly cat, don't buy it. That's just horrible. Poor little pussy cat. The doctor added there can be a health risk when the surgery is performed on cats, and it can cause a lot of discomfort. I bet it can. Especially to an animal, you see. They don't know what's going on. This is the thing. Now, I remember when I had a cat. I've had 3 cats over the years. The last one, Katie, who I lost nearly a year and a half ago, she was my mum's cat, and I loved her very much. But unfortunately, I lost her last year. But a few years before that, she had an operation on her glands. Something that was... now, what was wrong? I can't remember. Oh, yes, she kept losing weight. She kept losing weight, and the doctor said he had to take these glands out. So he took these glands out of it. And preceding the operation, she was all over the place. She just was not herself. And I went back to the vet several times, and he said the problem is she's had the operation, so now she feels different, but she doesn't know why. And that's what confuses animals, you see. You don't want to operate on an animal unless you absolutely have to. They don't know what's happening. Poor little things. Why would you do something like that to a cat? She should be strung up alive, this woman. The Mail Online has revealed that since the report aired on Chinese television, the cat owner in question has been heavily criticised on social media. Well, forget the social media. Bang her up, dear. Sling her in prison for a few months. One person says it doesn't even look like the same cat anymore. It's plain torture. A second commented, I would go as far to say as animal abuse. Yes, it is. It's animal abuse. Animal abuse for vanity reasons on the owner. Disgusting. Complete disregard for the poor cat's feelings. Completely unnecessary, said people on the social media. It's just an awful thing to do, isn't it? Anyway, that's our first story this morning. That's got you thinking. What a dreadful thing to do. Right, let's say hello to some of you this morning. Good morning to Shania, who's there first on Facebook Live. Good morning, Shania. She's got to go to the doctors this morning. Oh, dear. Hope you're all right there, Shania, darling. Okay. Good morning to Alan Russell. Michael Lawrence, my mate, is indeed out of hospital now. Mike Reese, a very good morning, right? Reese Ponto. A very good morning to young Mike this morning. Paul Harvey is in the house. Katie Ann Patterson, good morning to you. She's, sorry. Okay. They're talking to each other there. Mark Jones. Good morning, Mark Jones. Tony Carroll is in Foxton, New Zealand. Good morning, Tony. Welcome to the show. I am indeed at home. Yes, I am indeed at home. Martin Edwards is in the house. Good morning, Martin Edwards. Welcome to the show. Aidan, welcome for the first time to Aidan. Watching on one of the Learn English groups, I think there. MD Bilal, a very good morning to you. And over on the other platforms, no one on YouTube this morning, it looks like. Where's that thing there? There we are. Vaughan Live. Good morning to the people on Vaughan Live. Maddie is there. Good morning, Maddie. All right, darling. Nice to see you, Maddie. Maddie is in the house and drinking from a can as well as watching the show this morning. So welcome along, gang. Don't forget, you can also text in. If you can't get to a keyboard and you've got a text thing, then text your message in. Text number up there, 07551 259 675. Just a reminder, that's not a phone-in number. It's only for text messages. If you ring it, no one will answer, okay? So it's 07551 259 675. Good morning to the lovely Jeanette Buffett, who's on the most wonderful place in the world, Norfolk Island. Good morning, Jeanette. How lovely to see you. You didn't think I'd forget you, did you? You didn't think I'd forget you? All those years ago. I shall never forget my time on Norfolk Island. This is a small island in the South Pacific, boys and girls. Highly recommended if you want a nice, quiet holiday. It is the most beautiful place in the world. It really is, although they've got a... And I do keep up with the Norfolk Island news. I really do. I know that you've got a big water short. I mean, you had a water shortage problem when I was there. What was it, about 5 years ago? Oh, hang on a minute. Have I got the clock that you all gave me? Just a minute. I've got this clock here. Look. It's on the wall over there. You see, you can't hear it. Summer 2010. I was given this clock. Look at this. Norfolk Island, as I say, small island into South Pacific, and I did some DJing for like a youth club there. Part of the blue light police thing, and they bought me this clock, and it's all signed on there. Look, I don't know if you can see that. You can see that. Look at that. 2010. All those years, 9 years ago. I can't believe that. 9 years. Look at that. There's a little sign on there. Don't forget. Don't think I don't think of you all there. I'd love to come back at some point. I really would. Norfolk Island. Good morning to Mangido. Morning to you as well, sir. Okay. So yesterday I went into town on my bicycle. It was such a beautiful day yesterday. T-shirt weather again. It's collapsed now, unfortunately, but that's how it is. It was such a beautiful day yesterday. I went into town, and as I'm walking around, there was a bloke singing, like a busker, and he'd set up like a microphone. It was all very professional, I have to say. He'd set up a microphone. He had a little speaker next to him playing the backing music, and he was doing classical. Oh my God, was he good? He was so good. He did Ave Maria. You know that one? Ave Maria. That one. Morning to Paul and Lou on YouTube this morning. Morning, you two. They did the Ave Maria. And I did make a short video of that. Incidentally, the short videos are now going up on YouTube as well, so that's good. They're only about a minute long, and I do sort of 4 or 5 of those during a day. Very impromptu, you can be doing something, and that would make a good video. And then you just do it there and then and send it up. So quick, isn't it wonderful what we can do now? So I did a little video of him singing Ave Maria, and he also did Panis Angelicus. Do you know that one? You might have to be a bit religious if you know that one. Panis Angelicus, la, 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 la. And he had a little crowd there. And I went into Greg's and I got a vegan sausage roll. And I sat there on the bench with other people there, munching away at my vegan sausage roll. And when he finished, I led the clapping. I thought he was fantastic. Now, you know I'm not one to waste money, okay? I don't give to beggars, ever, because I don't believe most of them are beggars. I think it's all, an illegal business. But this is how good he was. I gave him £1. How's that, eh? I actually went over and dropped £1 in his little hat in front of him. He was so good. So good. And if you want to see, it's a very short video. Whether you're on Facebook or YouTube, just scroll down a few little videos and you'll see it on there, okay? Please listen to that. He was so good at that. So very, very good. After that, I had my vegan sausage roll, jumped on my bike, and immediately I started getting acid reflux. There are certain foods that give me acid reflux, and I shouldn't eat them at all. It's and obviously the vegan sausage roll, it's going to be the pastry. It's certain things that are made with kind of bready products. Bread is one that does it. That often does it. Bread often does it. Interestingly enough, the bagels I had the other day, in Chelsea didn't affect me at all. Isn't that strange? Bagel didn't affect me. Don't know why that is. Bread can really do me in big time, and the acid starts, and it's just so uncomfortable. It really is. It's horrible. It's not good for you to have all this acid coming up all the time. Certainly the pastry on the sausage roll affected me yesterday. So that was yesterday morning. And then in the afternoon, I had my dinner, had a little bit of sleep, got up again, went up the swimming pool, come downstairs, come back home. And then I watched the Real Marigold Hotel. Not the film. This is, I'm never quite sure of the exact title of the programme. But it's about these pensioners. And they go abroad and see what it's like for pensioners to live abroad. And this week, they did Vietnam. So they started off, the first couple of nights was in the city. I can't remember the name of the city. And they had like a roof, not garden really, a roof terrace on top of this house. Oh no, not for me. Just hundreds and hundreds of buildings, very urban. Is that the word? Urban, very urban. I'm not an urban person. Too many people. Oh my God. And the roads. There's like roads where one crosses over another. There's no traffic lights. You've never seen anything like it. They literally just go for it. And the odd thing is, it seems to work. And we didn't see any accidents. Maybe we're doing the wrong thing here. We're putting blooming traffic lights on everywhere, stopping everything from going around all the time. All these cars, there's bikes, you know, as in loads of cycles, millions of mopeds, little mopeds going along, some cars, people on horses, and they just literally, one's going that way, and the roads cross over. And they go, a few go and a few go. No lights, and yet no one crashes into anyone else. Isn't that strange and mysterious? It really is. So that wouldn't be for me. City living, absolutely not, no. Would never, ever want to live in a city. I'm from London. And we grew up in Peckham until I was about 7 years old. Then we went to Roehampton in southwest London, which was a bit more leafy. And then I bought a flat in Wandsworth, which was going back inwards again sort of thing. And then from Wandsworth, I came out to Bracknell. I would never, ever want to live in London again. Not any part of London whatsoever. Perhaps Richmond, but even Richmond town centre, you know, very, very busy. I mean, I couldn't care less if the houses are really expensive and worth a lot of money. I'm not interested. I'd rather be in a small little shack. This is my ideal, right? A small shack somewhere in the countryside, in the middle of nowhere, with perhaps a little bit of water running at the bottom of it, in the forest. That's my ideal. Little shack with internet, incidentally, with electricity, water, heating, and internet. I'd have to have that in there so I can do my shows. Okay? But literally, a little shack in the middle of nowhere on my own. Right? Or a little bit of water running perhaps a little bit further down the hill in the forest. Ideal. Absolutely ideal, that would. I would love it. Katie Ann says she wouldn't live in a city. Whereabouts are you then, Katie? Are you forest or water or fields? What's around you, Katie? Do let us know. Good morning to Adrian Richardson this morning. Morning, Adrian. Michael Lawrence is there. The person how was singing in yesterday's video, he will arrange the person singing for me. Thank you very much. Good morning to Paul and Lou. Saw the Marigold programme. Very good. Wasn't Sid good? So many mopeds. There were so many mopeds there. You never seen so many mopeds in Vietnam. So the city, not for me. But then they went out to the countryside. And two of them decided to do the journey, which was, it was about, they did say, now let me think, I think it was 160 miles. 120 or 160 miles. So they got the overnight sleeper train. Right? But it's only 160 miles. It's not a great distance. But this train, it only goes at 20 mile an hour. Funny, isn't it? So they get this train sort of, you know, evening time. And they go in there and they can just relax and have a cup of tea. And you get a little bed. And it all looked very nice. I have to say the beds look really narrow. Really, really narrow. And one of the people on there, she's a big lady with glasses and she's a chef. I can't remember her name for the moment, but she was like, I mean, the beds were really, really narrow, but they had a lovely, like, you know, quiet trip out there. They before they went to bed, they went and had a cup of tea and they met up with the Vietnamese waiter on the train, and they're trying to order stuff. And on his phone, I didn't know about this, on his phone, he's got an app, right, where you talk into the phone in English and then he listens back in Vietnamese. How fantastic is that? And then again, he answers in Vietnamese, or whatever language. I assume is it Vietnamese in Vietnam, or is it a Chinese language? I don't know. But he talks into this phone, right, and then holds it to them, and it talks to them in English. I never knew such a thing existed. Reminds me of that thing in Star Trek, the simultaneous translator, where people from all races and all planets just talk, and instantly they can recognise what they're saying through the simultaneous translator. Some of you will need this for this programme, actually, if you watch the Learn English news groups, wouldn't you? Paul and Lou says the funniest bit was the translator by phone, because sometimes these translators, well, it was obvious on the programme that it didn't always get the translation quite correct. I don't know if that's a normal thing. Maddie's off now. Goodbye, Maddie. Timmy Thomas says, good morning, we are on the train to Salisbury. Only just made it. Brecon Cathedral tomorrow. How lovely with the Welsh Guards. St. David's Day. Yes, it's the Saint of Wales tomorrow, isn't it? St. David's Day tomorrow. Good morning to you. Rob says, 9:05 start. Wasn't it usually 9:25? No, I told you. There's no scheduled time for this show to start, Rob. You need that notification on so that your little phone goes bleep or something like that when we start. It could happen at any time during the day, usually around 9:30, but it can happen earlier. We do nighttime shows, sometimes in the afternoon. You never know when we're coming on, dear. No scheduled time, I'm afraid, but usually around 9:30. Good morning to Maureen. Texting in this morning. Welcome along to the show, Maureen. Michael lives near the West End. I didn't know that. Is that where you are? Shack, Maddie. Yeah, a shack is a shed. Sort of not quite a shed, a bit more than a shed. You have several rooms in it, like a modern, like a wooden, like a little wooden house. Like a little wooden house. Katie lives in a little town, population just 8,000. Oh, lovely. Lots of farming. That's what we like in Queensland. We like lots of countryside. We do like lots of countryside. Adrian says, I got that translator, used it in Paris a few times, but it can be expensive when using the data abroad. Or you want to be on the 3 network. Get on the 3 network, mate. We don't pay anything extra when we go abroad. Just comes out of whatever you've got. I'm unlimited. I used my phone in Vegas. No extra charge. Still just cost me £25 for the month. That's all it costs. And then when you get home, you get this thing. We have saved you, and I think it was over £1,000 in charges. Because I just use it as normal. Oh, wonderful on the 3 network, I tell you that. Good. Yes. Good morning, Roy Brownlow, who points out it's the last day for Manilow today. 28th of February, last day of February. Certainly is. Anyway, back to Vietnam. So they go on this train, and then they have their I don't think they got the cup of coffee in the end. And then they went back to their little cabin and went to sleep. Lovely cabin. Looks ever so clean and nice. It's just that the beds were really narrow on there. You know, like single beds. And then they got there. The other 2 had elected to go by coach. So they were up like at God's early hour, first thing in the morning, and had to get the coach. And then they met up at the other end, and the people that were on the coach were like really tired because they'd had a long journey. People on the train, well, they'd been asleep, so they were right as rain. But they were in the country now, and they booked into this place, and then it showed you the view. Oh wow! Oh, what's this now? Just a minute. What's this? A free what? I'll have a look at that. Where was I now? Yeah, I mean, the view from their room. It was just fields and fields. And it was like, I think it was farming fields. It was like steps. It was like all green, but it was steps. Now, Is that a farming? I think that's a farming method, where you have these big hills like that, but there are steps, and presumably not concrete steps, like steps where it goes down, but it's all green, where stuff is growing there. Now, presumably someone has made it like that. That must be great effort doing something like that. How on earth do you do that? To grow all the stuff. See, like steps coming down like that, like quite tall steps, I suppose, and they've got things growing like that, and it comes down like that. Very clever. How do they do that? Is it literally someone with a shovel and spade going along, cutting bits out? Must take ages to do that, mustn't it? And then, do you have to keep redoing it? Anyone know anything about this? Are they rice patties? Is that what they are? Rice? Is that rice growing on there? I always thought rice grew in water. Is that incorrect? I don't know. Good morning to Ruby James. One of my favourite people ever to work with. Ruby James and Peter, her husband, are watching in Sydney, Australia, I think. They're in Australia. I can't remember if it was Sydney or not. Oh, they got a lovely house. In fact, where they are, they're on top. And then you look down and that's all forest. That's all... Oh, it's beautiful. Parrots flying. I kid you not. Colourful birds flying all over the place. I mean, the amount of poo I had in my hair after I'd been sitting there having a cup of tea on their balcony was unbelievable. So what are those things where they... Are they called something? Where the hills have been cut to do farming like that. Let's see if anyone's talking here. Where are we now? Let's just go. Rob's going to Blackpool on Saturday. Oh, good luck, mate. Blimey, good luck with you up there. Don't take your car. You'll have no wheels left out. Dodgy old place that is, Blackpool. Timmy is Kerry's scattering his mother's ashes on the beacons tomorrow. Oh, that's a very special moment, Tim. Very special moment. I'm sorry you've lost your mum, darling. Oh, isn't that the worst? It's the worst thing for a gay boy to lose his mother. I'm sure it is. It's just horrendous. Good luck to you, Tim, there. Make that a special day, lovey. Make it a special day. Chris Mannion says terraces, not steps. Is that what they're called, terraces? Terraces of rice or something. I always thought rice grew in the river, didn't you? Or the water. Thank you very much. So they're looking at this, and then I think Sid Little. It is Sid Little, isn't he? The thin one. Little and large. Yeah, it's Sid Little. He made a phone call to his mum's, and the mobile phone seems to work there. It's not like it's a third world country. Mobile phone was working there. And it just looked beautiful, Vietnam. It looked absolutely beautiful, and it's terrible, that war that they had there years ago. It really is. So, highly recommend that programme. Watch it on the BBC iPlayer. Marigold Hotel in Vietnam. All right? So, there we are. Good morning to young Merlin this morning. Morning, Merlin. Did you hear about the radio stuff? I did do it on the show yesterday. One of the radio groups, Global, is getting rid of all the breakfast presenters all over the country and just having one show from London. I saw that coming. You must have seen that coming as well. Terrible, isn't it? All those people losing their jobs. Community radio is the way to go. You're very, very lucky nowadays if you get a paid radio job. You've got to be so lucky. I mean, what's the chances now of actually... It doesn't matter how good you are. There's some really good people out there to actually get a paid radio job now. What's the chances? 1 in how many thousands? Just not possible. You've got to have another job and then do it as a hobby now. Same as I do this, you know. Got to do it as a hobby. Rob says the only supermarket trolleys are built in the river canal. Only supermarket trolleys are built in the river and canal. I've seen that. Good morning to Vladimir. Morning to you. Thank you for the comment there. That's very kind of you. Yeah, as I say, Merlin predicted it last year. I think I predicted it a few years ago, that business going on with radio. Shame. What a shame. It's all over. It's all over, mate. All right, let's do some stories this morning. Are you going as well already, Adrian? That's quick. Bye-bye, Adrian. Have a nice day, sir. Have a nice day. Anyone getting married? Don't suppose you are. Want to save some money? It's horrendously expensive to get married, isn't it? I remember When I was young, going to St. Joseph's Catholic Church in Roehampton, Saturday was a very busy day for the church. They'd have 3 or 4 weddings going on there every Saturday, one after the other. You know, one at 12, one at 2, one at 3, one at 4, and it would just be constantly. And they had to get that lot out before the next lot get in. You hardly see a wedding now. When's the last time you drove past the church and saw a wedding going on? People just don't do it anymore. One of the reasons is the expense. In the Daily Mail Online this morning, a thrifty bride has revealed how she shaved £20,000 of the cost of her wedding by cashing in vouchers and using artificial flowers and tying the knot on a racecourse. And why not? It's a hell of a lot of money to get married. This lady, Katie, 29, and her husband, Luke, from South Wales, he's quite good looking, I must say. Oh, she's got a bit of a catch there. She has got a catch there. Knew they wanted to keep the cost down below £10,000. Still a lot of money in it, £10,000. So they could save up and buy their own home. With the UK average wedding coming in at £27,000, 161, cutting costs was no mean feat. But Katie managed to spend £8,000. Tight old cow, honestly. 8,000 quid? What are we going to eat, dear? Chips? Do you know, if I was ever married, I wouldn't have any problems serving up chips. I must better some of that old blooming fancy crap that people want, innit? Eh? Voulevants. I mean, what are they? Voulevants. Little bits of salmon and all that. No, give them chips, dear. Chips. What if I was married? If I was getting married, in the unlikely event that anyone asked me to marry them, I'd have loads of chips and one of those big buckets with baked beans and a ladle on the little gas fire thing. You don't need all these people coming in, serving you bits of meat and dead animals all over the place. Just chips. Chips, chips, chips. That's what we need. Although not in the chain Bridge restaurant in Boston where they don't give you enough. You order a meal there, they must count out the chips. Didn't go back. Absolutely not. No. Listen to that. I'll give you that name again. The Chain Bridge restaurant in Boston. And I complained, where's the chips? Answer, well, that's a portion. Rude. Keep the customer happy, you rude bastard. We carry on. The blogger who writes under the name, under the moniker Katie Stevens, told Female magazine, this is the Daily Mail, we didn't do everything on a shoestring budget. We wanted to compromise and didn't waste money on things we wanted to have because we were expected to. Yeah, why are you expected? Just do your own thing, girl. And well, I see you have done. I see you have done. She's beautiful, actually. You can't, obviously, you can't see the picture, but the woman, the young lady who got married, they're a very good-looking couple. She's beautiful, and so is he as well. He's got a bit of a dodgy smile there going on, I think, but he's not bad looking. I'm looking at him. I'm wondering if I've actually had him. Actually, come on. We were happy. We got a lot for our money with the photographer and everything else. Now, talking to photographers, right? You know, anyone who's got married will know. Good morning, Michael Pullman. Bit late this morning, mate. What time are you talking here? What time are you talking here? Oh, there's my sister Sharon Butley. Good morning, Sharon. Hello, sis. She's busy. Oh, why are you stopping watching the telly? You should be working, Sharon. Do your work. Talking of photographers. Photographers are horrendously expensive. Of course. Of course, they are professional people. They are trying to make a living, but some of those prices that photographers charge are astronomical. Shall I tell you what I've seen at a wedding before? People, this particular wedding I went to, someone had gone out to Argos, whatever, and bought 20 or so disposable cameras. And they placed these all around on the seating areas. And they literally said to people at the speeches, you'll find cameras on your tables. Please take pictures of us and the event, and we will collect them all up later. And that would be their photo album. What a good idea. Because hundreds of pictures, you're bound to get a few good ones, aren't you? I understand the whole get a photographer thing, but it is horrendously expensive to have a photographer in. It really is. Why not just hand out a load of disposable cameras? What a good idea. Roy says he does wedding photography. It's a thankless task. We put a lot of work in, Chris, sorting editing on the day, making sure people are in the right place, position to get shots asked for. Yes, you are professional people, Roy. You do a damn good job, but it is very expensive for people. You know, I've heard stories of people charging £1,000 and what have you, you know, for their wedding photographs. What you have to remember, of course, boys and girls, is that it's not just the it's like when I do my karaoke. It's not just the time that you see me on a stage reading out people's names and pushing buttons and trying to welcome people in. There's other work going on behind it. The same with the photography. They don't just come, take some photographs, and that's the end of the job. No, they've got to go back to wherever they work, some people from home, of course, and put these things together, and it costs money. Plus, of course, most of them will only be working 1 day a week. So they've got to make a week's wages in a day. Unfortunately, that means to people at the other end that you're going to pay a bit of a whack for it to save money. I think that's an excellent idea. Especially now these days, you haven't even got to go and buy the disposable cameras, really, have you? You know, what you can do is request that people take loads of photographs on their little smartphones and bits like that, and then just send them all to you at the end of the day. Fantastic idea. The story goes on. We were happy. We got a lot for our money and the photographer and everything else. I don't think I was missing out on anything by not paying more. So that's not bad. So here's how she cut down on her money. Look, accommodation, 2 nights at a hotel, 130 quid. That's not bad, is it? Registrar notice and fees, 350 quid for the registrar, honestly. What, to write a name in a book? God's sake, these councils are desperate for the money, aren't they? Wedding dress, £600. That's a lot, isn't it? Is that a lot for a wedding dress? 600 quid, ladies? Any ladies watching this morning? £600 for a wedding dress. Does that sound all right to you? Bridesmaid dresses for 168 quid. That sounds fair. Suits for the groom and groomsmen, 780 quid. That's for 9 people, though. Decorations, tea lights, photo frames, jam jars, chair sashes, £298. Now, you see, my sister, I think she's possibly still with us this morning. My sister, she's done my niece's wedding. She helped a lot with my niece's wedding, her daughter, and also my younger nephew's 21st birthday party. And my sister managed to save a fortune getting stuff off eBay. Literally. Sweets, paper plates, decorations. She saved an absolute fortune DIY, doing it herself. And it looked fantastic. A lot of doilies on the table and all that business. Like, you know, balloons. All off eBay. For pennies instead of pounds. I mean, it goes on here. Artificial flowers. I'm not one for artificial flowers. But they saved a lot of money, 180 quid. Evening buffet, 880 quid. Wine, £305 for wine. Now, that don't sound too bad, does it? They bought gifts. Rings, 130 quid. Well, I don't know what they're made out of. 130 quid for 2 rings. Blimey. I bet they've gone green on their fingers. Like those ones you buy in Spain. You know, when you're on holiday in Spain and you go in the markets and you want jewellery, and they're all flashing this gold jewellery. It's all fake, dear. There's not an ounce of gold in it. Here, photographer, £1,550. I told you, photographers are very expensive. But, you know, from their point of view, that's probably his only job of the week. Him or her, whoever's taking the photographs. You know, so very, very expensive. Let's go to some of your messages there. Oh, let me just scroll back a little bit here. Oh, you've been chatting away, haven't you? There we are. Ray Reynolds. Good morning, Ray. Ray's got up late this morning. He's had a bad backache all day, haven't you, Ray? Yeah, I was talking to Ray Reynolds on the phone. Good morning, Ray. And he's got a brand new telly, 49-inch. I'm being watched in high definition. That is scary. You thought Halloween was scary. Wait till you see me on a high-definition 50-inch television. That is scary. Morning, Ray. I hope you take it easy, mate. Take it easy with that back. Merlin. Don't get married. It's cheaper and saves a fortune on the divorce fees when it all turns bad. Well, it always does, doesn't it? It always does. No one stays with anyone else now for more than a few years, or not many. Mike says, I got married in 2016 to my partner, Gary, in Gibraltar. I've never been to Gibraltar. You've got monkeys there, haven't you? You've got monkeys running around wild. Not wild, but like as we would have cats wandering around here. You've got monkeys in Gibraltar, haven't you? I'm sure you have. It only cost £107. Had a few friends over, go with us, and we all went to a pub afterwards. A great day. Yeah, that's all you need to do for a wedding. You don't need to do the whole big flash thing. Who have you got to impress? You've got to... Don't have anyone to impress at all. Don't worry about impressing anyone. It's your day. Do whatever you damn well want. That's what I say. Katie Ann nearly choked on her Freddy Frog then. She's got a Freddy Frog. Little chocolate thing. Aren't they tiny? One mouthful and the damn thing's gone. Hardly worth eating it. Morning to Kevin. Morning, Kevin, who is in Antwerp at the moment. Yes, I've seen your pictures on the other site, Kevin. Very exciting. Perhaps you could send me some private ones. Here you are. See, my sister's laying down on the sofa where she should be at work. That's my nephew there as well. Rob, would you have an Audi wedding? Picture it. '09 near the special buyers. The bride walks down the red car mats, which have been laid down all along the aisle. Celine Dion tribute singing down the tannoy with the odd interruption of Till 2 is closing. The buffet is laid on the belts of the Tills. Yes, I would. How camp would that be? Your wedding in Audi. And you wouldn't be allowed to close the shop, though. You'd still have the people walking around, the ghastly people that go in Audi. Like me. I was in there last night. Great time to go in Audi, incidentally. An hour before they close. 9 o'clock at night, no one in there. Fantastic time to go in Audi. There's no one in there. This time, it will be really busy now till about 9 o'clock at night. It's a really great time going Audi at 9 o'clock at night. When I'm up north in Lincolnshire, me and my sister and my brother-in-law, we go into the Skegness Audi, and it's usually about 9:15, 9:30. There's no one in there. When I say no one, I mean no one. I go in there and I can noggle up that boy who works in there. He's about 25. Always tried to say hello to him. Hello. I think he's starting to get a bit suspicious now. Morning. And my brother-in-law always clocks me doing that and makes comment as well. Till number 2 is now closing. I love it. Till number 3 is now opening. Please move your things. Isn't that funny with Audi? Till number 3 is opening. And then there's a fight to get to the new opening till, isn't there? You see them all pick up their bags and rush over there. No one's got any patience, have they? Good morning to Virals. Morning. Viral says, I was homeschooled and it was amazing. The best ever. Homeschooled? No, I didn't get... some people are homeschooled, aren't they? Yeah. I went to a really good school, actually. London Oratory School in Fulham. I wasn't very academic. As I said before, I don't class myself really as intelligent at all. I found it really difficult to just sit there and learn things from a book. I couldn't do it. I got 2 C grade O levels, physics and English. That's it. I got unclassified for maths. I got an E for maths, unclassified for religious education, unclassified geography. I think French also was unclassified. I didn't do well at all. Yet I went to a really good school, and it gave me. It's not just the education, you see. It gives you your personality as well, I think, and I like to think of myself as respectful for other people and things like that. So I went to a good school. Shania's back from the doctor. What happened, Shania? Has anything been cut off or anything like that? Do let us know. Keith, Peter and Ruby said their wedding photographer was dreadful, and she just wanted to organise the whole day and even sing. What is Kelly doing nowadays? I don't know. I think she's gone on holiday, Kelly. She keeps popping in the pub because people owe her money all the time. They don't pay her, do they? I think I'm the only one that pays her. Oh, dear. Oh, Ruby. Ruby. I remember, and it was in the Black Cat, Ruby James was on the stage, and Peter, I think Peter, did he like to work us sound, or did he just stand next to me? No, I think he just stood next to me. Peter stood next to me and told me, and sort of handed over the, I think we were on cassettes at the time, possibly, or we might have moved to CDs or mini discs, one of the two. And I made some comment about old man or something like that. Well, of course, I'm there now as well. I'm the age he was in the Black Cap. Christ knows how old is Peter now? He's got to be in his late 90s, isn't he? Oh, dear. Kevin, I remember the blessing we had with you as our DJ all those years ago. DJs are so expensive too. You're having a laugh. What did I charge you for that? About 150 quid? And all that parking outside that 2-star hotel in Holborn that you had. And Nicky French sung for you. Don't think I forget these things, do you, Kevin? He had Nicky French turn up and sing some song. I bet you paid her more than me. Outrageous. There I am, bringing all my equipment in. I think there was a car park. Was there a car park at the back or not? I can't remember now. But carried all this equipment up and all downstairs again for 50 quid. God's sake. Was quite a nice hotel. Was the Grange. The Grange, wasn't it? No. Was it the Grange? It was in Holborn. I know it was Holborn where you had your wedding. Yeah, I do remember that. Katie reckons that's cheap for a dress, 600 quid. Okay, fair enough. There's my sister there. She does good party and table decorations. You should rent yourself out, Sharon. Do sort of party decorations and things like that. Katie, go and steal the flowers from the garden or a cemetery. They have some nice flowers in cemeteries. You've got to get there early. Just sit in your car and wait for people to put flowers on the graves and then just go and swoop them all up like a magpie. Paul and Lou, when we got together in 2001, the average was £2,300 for a wedding. Now it's £30,000. No bloody chance. We're not even engaged. Merlin, someone got married in a Morrison's in Cambridgeshire. Is that right? Self-service, or did they go through someone at the other end? They talk to you in Morrison's. They're quite nice. They're usually older birds on the till there, aren't they? They're quite nice in Morrison's. I like Morrison's. You go up Sainsbury's, they're young birds. They ain't got the time of day for it. If you try and say something nice to them, they just give you a filthy look and automatically assume that you're chatting them up. No, I'm not chatting you up, love. Why would I chat you up when I've just had your boyfriend 10 minutes ago right in the back? Katie Ann is scared of the dark. Well, put the bloody light on then. Stop moaning. Put the light on, Katie. Don't be scared of the dark. Scared. I shall be scary now. What's it? I keep seeing these pictures now of faces with eyes sticking out like that. What's all that about? Have you seen them on Facebook? People, I don't know if it's like a bit of software. They're taking pictures of themselves and then the eyes are really sticking out like that. Anyone seen that? I've noticed some fake news going around again. Oh, it's these idiots who cut and paste anything they see because they've got nothing to say of their own back. They cut and paste stuff that they've seen, put it on Facebook, and the latest one is that Henry Winkler, i.e. the Fonz, is dead. No, he's not. Fake news. Please check your stories before you cut and paste. The Fonz is not dead. Okay, the Fonz is not dead. Morning to Wayne Martin. Good morning, Wayne. Rob, do you have an anxiety attack like me, Chris, in Audi? Why is the conveyor belt like 3 miles long and the section at the end of the till for packing your items basically doesn't exist? Because they don't want you to do it there. What they want you to do is, as they've pulled through the stopping, you're supposed to chuck that all in your bag as quickly as possible and then move over to the shelf area so it keeps the flow going. That's what... Didn't you know that? People really hated it when Audi first came here. They absolutely hated that. The rows I heard of people at tills because they were packing their shopping. And of course, the queue's getting longer and longer. And the people would start rowing, and the lady would then say, or the lady or the man on the till would say, oh, could you pack over there? No, I want to pack here. And it was all a bit like that. But people have gradually got used to it. You're not supposed to pack your bags at the end of the till. Shove it all in the basket, back in the basket, or in your bag, go over to the shelves and pack it there and stop clogging up. It's you, is it? Clogging up the damn tills, dear. Move along, please. Very, very busy. Very, very busy indeed. He says the woman puts pressure on by scanning at the rate of 5 items a second. You're right. And you have to try and keep up. Otherwise, she will run out of room to put the scanned items. Never understand the till layouts. That's why. That's why, because they want you to get through as quickly as possible. Remember, Aldi is very cheap. Very cheap to buy stuff. And one of the reasons it's so cheap is because they don't actually have that many staff in there. And the stuff, have you ever seen staff in Aldi standing around doing nothing? No, they are so busy. I went in there last night, as I say, it was around about 9:45. It was quite late. I was just coming back from the swimming pool. And there was stuff everywhere. Boxes and crates of stuff everywhere. And there were 3 of them working really hard. One girl, and I said, are you all a bit behind in here, love? And she laughed. She says, no, we're ahead. It's Wednesday. All the stuff comes in on Wednesday. And the stuff, you've never seen so much stuff in all your life. Stacks of it, just piled in the middle of the shop floor, waiting to be put onto the shelves. They work really hard in Aldi, I tell you. Kevin says it was a 4-star, dear. Was it a 4-star hotel, that one in Holborn? Really? Oh. That explains the nice towels in the toilet. I managed to get 3 of those. Keith George was at Kevin's wedding too. I remember now, Keith. Why didn't you ask Keith to sing? That's rude. Asking our Nicky to sing and not Keith. He was heartbroken over that, Kevin. You know that. Heartbroken, dear. Rude. Oh, yes, I kept setting off the smoke alarm, didn't I? I set off the smoke alarm a few times with a smoke machine. I remember that. The Grange Hotel. It was the Grange. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. It was the Grange. Good morning, someone. Oh, I don't know what that name says. Is it like a Chinese or Arabic writing? No, I don't think it's Arabic, but possibly Chinese or Taiwanese writing there. I'm really sorry. I can't read that writing, but a very good morning to you. Okay, Sandra. I don't remember Sandra being there. Don't... Keith, are you talking about that cat? I'm not reading that out. I'm not reading that out. Oh, Rob says that's Momo, Chris, with the big eyes. It's awful. It's a group of people that have mobile numbers you message it on WhatsApp, and it starts off friendly, and then they get to the stage where they take over the kids' minds. Children have committed suicide from it. Is that what it is? Momo? I've never heard of Momo. Momo with the big eyes. What is I'm going to have a look. Momo. What is Momo? What is Momo? Momo. What is... Momo is... Is it like a cartoon, like a children's cartoon thing? It looks bloody horrible. Reminds me of a few of my exes, that one. Oh. It's a malicious hoax. It's a game, apparently. Here we are. One moment. Momo. Know your Mobo. Momo. Oh, here come the adverts. Here we are. Momo is a nickname given to the sculpture of a young woman with long black hair, large bulging eyes and a wide smile and bird legs. Pictures of the sculpture are associated with an urban legend involving a WhatsApp phone number that messages disturbing photographs to those that attempt to contact it. Linked to a game referred to as the Momo Challenge. Oh. Many have accused a suicide game of being a hoax. Oh, what an awful thing to do. What, and children have been killing themselves? Isn't that dreadful? A group of people that have Momo where their children have committed suicide from it. What an awful thing. Why would you send that to someone? Wasn't it ugly? Oh, it's horrible. Poor kids doing something like that. Oh, dear. Where are we? Paul and Lou. In Audi, they put through brand new colour TVs as button mushrooms on the self-service. I bet they do and all. We don't have self-service in Audi. I haven't seen any self-service in Audis, the Audis I've been in. And I've been in a few. Boston. Oh, that's an experience. Boston. Actually, it's not as bad as Asda. You want to see some really ghastly people, go into the Asda in Boston. Oh, my God, that is scary in there. Really scary. They've got an Audi there. I've been in that one. The Bracknell one and Skegness one. And out of all of those, the Skegness one is the nicest. It's big and it's wide and everything seems to be very fresh in there. Quite like the Skegness one. Rob, where is the proper description of what Momo is? The Momo challenge is a hoax spread by adults on Facebook and media outlets claiming that children and adolescents are being enticed by a user named Momo to perform a series of dangerous tasks. 1 minute. Including violent attacks and suicide. Despite claims that the phenomenon has reached worldwide proportions in July 2018, the number of actual complaints is relatively small and no police force has confirmed that anyone was harmed as a direct result of the phenomenon. Reports on an awareness of the alleged challenge rose in February 2019 after the police service of Northern Ireland posted a public warning on Facebook. What an awful thing Momo is. Oh. Dreadful. Good morning to Dino, joining us this morning. Morning, Dino. There's Leah, who I work with at Belushi's in Hammersmith. Good morning, Leah. You lovely girl. There's public warnings out in Oz about Momo in schools. It's definitely disturbing. Wayne says Momo looks awful. Kind of like Lord of the Ring movie, yeah. I'm not looking at that Momo. No, I wouldn't look at it either. All right. Okay, doke, boys and girls. We're going to do today's birthdays right now. On this, what are we? Thursday, the 28th of February 2019. We've got quite a few birthdays this morning, so here they come. And I shall be singing at the end of it, especially for, who is it who don't like my singing? Is it Katie? I can't remember who doesn't like my singing. Danny Gibbs. My good friend Danny Gibbs. Danny Gibbs today is 41 years old. Good morning, Danny. Happy birthday to you. Have a lovely day, Danny. Brandon Johnson, young Brandon, is 23 years old today. Good morning, Brandon. He's in Croydon, of all places here. Ghastly place. Good morning, Brandon. Happy birthday to you. Simon Dixon, good morning. Happy birthday, Simon. Andrew Debert is 55 years old today. Clarence Angeloni. What a lovely name, Clarence. I love your name. She's up to north, aren't you? Up to north. 44 years old today. Happy birthday, Clarence. Simon Courteling, who used to come along to the karaoke in Sydenham. Happy birthday, Simon. Gloria Goldberg, good morning. 43 years old today. Chris Cronin, happy birthday, Chris. Nick Bedford today is 46 years old. We got Camionetu Solitario. I hope I've said that right. 49 years old today. Good morning, Cam. Nancy is 31 years old today. Happy birthday, Nancy. Trevor Lloyd, a young 71 years old today. Happy birthday, Trevor. And Otis. Good morning, Otis. 49 years old today. Hope you're well, Otis. Are you still in Clapham? Happy birthday to you all, gang. Here we go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, boys and girls. Finally. Let's see. Finally, Paul and Lou say they stayed at the Grange Hotel last year. Egyptian theme. It was awful. Unlucky. Maybe you went on the right time. Ross says, I was disappointed not to see you at the Brewers Fair. Momo looks like Donna when she wakes up his wife. Isn't that awful? You had your chance to do line with the Norfolk megastar. What line? What, phone line? What do you mean you had your chance to do line with the Norfolk... Did you try and call in? We haven't got lines open today, Ross. Did I say the phone lines were open? No, because they're not. No time to take calls today, dear. I've got too much to say, my love. And Leah, hi Chris, miss your face. Lucky Facebook and lets us connect every now and then. Sorry I don't get to see your show live more often, but I do try, work. Leah, we did have a little bit of fun at Hammersmith Belush's when I was there. Some years ago now. I can't believe how quickly years go by, but there we are. Here we are at the end of February. There'll be a new picture of Barry Manilow tomorrow when we turn it over. Would you like a quick look? No! You wait until tomorrow. Wait till tomorrow. Thanks, gang. I've got to pop into London now. I'm doing a friend a favour this morning. So that's what I'll be doing. I hope you have a nice day. Thanks ever so much for watching and listening to the show. Thank you also, those of you that took the time and trouble to share it onto your walls as well. Thank you very much. And I'll see you again at some time tomorrow. Have a nice Thursday. Bye-bye now.